Jake Paul, maybe?
Easy. Too easy.
It's too easy.
Too easy.
That's right. Gervonta Tank Davis versus me, baby.
It's not over just because you fighting Jake Paul. Jake Paul ain't no type of demon. It's not like he about to go in there with Godzilla. You about to play around for 8 rounds, 2 minutes with a dickhead. You know what I mean? No disrespect. But, you know, with somebody that think they know how to fight.
The announcement of an exhibition fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis has sparked one of the most heated debates in recent boxing memory, drawing strong reactions from fighters, promoters, commentators, and fans alike. Promoter Eddie Hearn added fuel to the criticism by suggesting that Davis is no longer fully invested in the sport and may already be halfway out the door. Hearn stated that Davis appears motivated more by financial opportunities than by the pursuit of legacy-defining challenges, highlighting how this exhibition supports that belief.
Boxing has gone too far. Jake Paul is taking on Gervonta Tank Davis in an exhibition bout this November. The fight will be taking place in Atlanta between the cruiserweight and the 135-pounder, nearly a 100-pound difference between the two guys. This is absolutely insane. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below.
The fight itself is scheduled to take place on November 15th, 2025 at State Farm Arena in Atlanta, a venue already known for hosting high-profile sporting events. However, the very premise of the matchup has drawn sharp condemnation due to the sheer physical mismatch.
But Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
Have you been impressed?
But one thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money, and he's entertaining. I like it.
Is he? And Floyd, there are many people who believe you're the most talented fighter ever. Period. So whatever you say to this question, I think is important. Are you impressed? Does he have boxing ability, or is he just an entertainer who has a lot of fans and can promote a fight and has fought lesser opponents, or is he actually talented?
As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
British heavyweight Dave Allen did not hold back in his reaction, labeling the entire event farcical. Allen pointed out that Davis, despite his smaller frame, is expected to flatten Paul, making the fight a predictable outcome.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195. It would be an exhibition.
Okay, so it was going to be an exhibition, not sanctioned, but no restrictions. You can knock each other out and shit like that. It was going to be at a catch weight of 195 pounds, 10 rounds, 3 minutes. I've been trying to figure this out. Why was I a Tank hater for wanting to see Tank go up 5 pounds to get some smoke with like Teofimo Lopez or something? I just wanted to see him go up 5 pounds and fight Teofimo Lopez. And all of you are saying, you want Tank hurt, Showbiz. You a hater. You want him hurt. Then I'm convinced, okay, he's too small, but he can fight Jake at 195?
Lamont Roach Jr., who fought Davis to a controversial draw earlier in the year, was especially frustrated. Roach publicly accused Davis of avoiding their anticipated rematch in favor of chasing quick money against Jake Paul.
In an exhibition. Thing with Jake Paul, I think he's a good area title level fighter, and that's a good level. Like, you can be proud of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's good, but the Mike Tyson fight I didn't like. The Chavez fight was just farcical because he's 10-11 years past his best, up 6 weight divisions. But less of a problem because Chavez wasn't in his 50s. Fighting the MMA guys, again, he's fighting people that don't do the same, that they're not even in the same sport. But while they're a bit older, they're still not in the 50s, so all that stuff. I won't really watch any of it. I think I've watched one fight against Tommy Fury, the only professional boxer in and around his prime years, and he got beat. But I think his area title level. I think he works really hard. I think he trains hard, and I don't think he's a bad fighter at all. I don't think he's a good fighter, but he's not a bad fighter. For his experience, he's not bad at all. But Gervonta Davis is a lightweight. So, by all means, if they make a few quid and nobody gets hurt, then great. But I certainly wouldn't be paying a penny to watch it. I think it's just absolutely ridiculous, farcical. Who wants to watch an exhibition? Gervonta Davis is in his prime years. Why is he wasting his time? Why is he having a rematch with the fella he got a draw with? Why is he not fighting? Why is he not going up a weight and fighting Lopez and Garcia's and them fighters? Why is he fighting Jake Paul in an exhibition? I get the money's great, but he's in the prime years. This is his best year. This is where he can become. Maybe you don't want to be an all-time great. Maybe you don't want to do it.
Keith Idek, a respected boxing writer, dismissed the narrative that Davis is ducking legitimate fighters like Roach to avoid danger. He clarified that Davis's obligations remain tied to mandatory fights, and that framing the Paul fight as avoidance is misleading. Still, Idek agreed with the wider consensus that this exhibition adds nothing of substance to Davis's career.
Well, I think as we discuss this, we should use air quotes when we call it a fight, because I don't see how any athletic commission, in this case the Georgia Athletic and Entertainment Commission, could sanction this as a legitimate boxing match. I think it has to be treated as entertainment to some degree, because you can't put someone they're 65 pounds apart in weight for the most part now, if you look at the cruiserweight limit and the lightweight limit. Even if Jake Paul somehow got down to, let's just say 180, and I'm not sure that he'd be able to do that at this point because he's fought so high in weight. Let's just say he got down to 180. They're still 45 pounds apart in weight, and that's just not safe. So if this were to be treated as some sort of, even though they're calling it an exhibition, a legitimate athletic event, I don't know how you could do that, because it's just not safe for someone that big and someone that small to fight each other. That's why they have weight classes. And I just don't understand. I do understand that Netflix is into tentpole events, and people will watch this because they're into the spectacle of it all, and it will draw eyeballs. But does anything that anyone pitches that people will watch, does that make it a good idea?
Dana White, president of the UFC, has often gone back and forth with Paul, but even he acknowledged Paul's success in promoting fights and drawing mainstream attention to combat sports. White has said that while Paul is not an elite level fighter, his ability to generate headlines and revenue cannot be denied.
For cocaine, that I'm a cokehead. My rebuttal to that was, I'll tell you what, you can test me for the next 5 years for cocaine if I can test you randomly for performance-enhancing drugs the next 2 years. And I never got a response on that. But other than when me and Jake Paul have gone back and forth with each other, I've never said anything to defame him. And then when he was talking about his fights being fixed, I don't think that people are actually saying that they're predetermined outcomes, that they're fixing the fights, with predetermined outcomes. They're saying if you're fighting a 60-year-old fucking guy that can barely walk to the fucking ring, right, and almost died 2 months before that, it's almost like a predetermined outcome. That's what they're fucking saying.
Pacquiao acknowledged that Jake Paul has some boxing talent and could compete in real boxing matches, but stressed that exhibitions are not what the sport needs. For Pacquiao, boxing should always strive for competitive, evenly matched fights that respect the sport's traditions and the fans' expectations.
Gervonta Davis as a possible fight, man. You like that fight because he's little, he's your size.
I like that. I like that. I like that, but let's finish first this one, because this one is a taller champion like that. So I have a lot of things to do in training camp.
Is there ever any possibility that you would go back in the ring and fight someone like a Tank Davis?
If you want, and if he come up to 147, then we can fight.
He can't meet you at 140?
145 maybe.
What happens? You have a lot of experience, but he's explosive. What would happen in that fight?
Oh, that's not a problem for me.
On social media, many of Gervonta Davis's own supporters have turned against him for agreeing to this fight. Several fan accounts even posted images mocking Davis as a clown, frustrated that he is seemingly wasting his prime years. The backlash reflects how deeply boxing fans value legacy and meaningful competition over spectacle.
25 is at the next year, I'm out of it.
After our second fight?
You're out of it?
Yeah.
Care to elaborate on that?
Out of the sport.
After our second fight? Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I'd be down.
let's run it. Like, I'd be super, super down. I don't know if
Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
Is there a height limit in boxing?
Gervonta.
Let's get back to it, man. Real when it's TV, like, subscribe. You know my slogan, man. Tank Davis, man, versus Jake Paul, man. What a great fight. What a great Davis and Goliath type of event, you know what I'm saying? Straight for Netflix. It's gonna be in Atlanta. It's gonna be packed. You know what I'm saying? The State Farm Arena is gonna be packed. I've been to ATL. It's gonna be packed out there. Tank never fighting again. He's never fighting none of y'all guys again, man. You know what I mean? Once he get to 30, 40 million, maybe a 50. I mean, if he get 30, 40 million, somewhere around Tyson numbers, it's over. It's over. You know what I'm saying? I'm not coming back to fighting on Lamar Roach again. No, for what? I can't even get to them darkest places to fight this dude. He's boring, he's quiet, he don't say too much to get me going. Of course, Stevenson, the same thing. You used to be my boy. We used to be cool now. When I got to a certain level, you want to fight and take my belt. There's certain ways you go about that, and that's why Tank don't like that nigga, you know what I'm saying? And the same thing with Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? That's why he don't like them niggas, because they always cool, you know what I'm saying? So, you know how it is when you're young and you're cool, you think niggas is your boys, and all some niggas want to fight you, you feel some type of way, though, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's the business, though, but it's the way I go about these things, you know what I'm saying? But we can fight, get this money, and we both still gonna be cool, you know what I'm saying? But Tank felt like it was some disrespect there, so you gotta remember, Tank came in the game under Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? He showed him how to pick and choose these fights and how to get this bread, you know what I mean? He just following the Mayweather train. He just doing it on a gangster way, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't as flossy as Mayweather, but you know what I mean? You know the words I'm looking for, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, he following the footsteps of Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? Simple, you know what I'm saying? Get that bag. You'll never see Tank fight again. Why else? Why would he fight against? Who could he come back and fight after Jake Paul? Nobody, baby. Like and subscribe, you know my slogan. That's towing in Jake Paul, Gervonta, Tank Davis. We up next, November 15th. Pow.